What's up, everybody? Colby Cheese here, and it's time to take a quick look at the newest tower defense multiplayer game, Defenders of Time.
Make the ground shake.
And we're going to be doing some tower defense, as you can see. So I've always been a huge fan of tower defense games. I used to play a lot of it back on the days of StarCraft, and then of course StarCraft 2, and well, I skipped Warcraft 3, but there you go. This was where tower defense began for me, and so it's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously we got a lot of them coming out on different phones and whatnot, but this is the first one I've actually played that's been a standalone that has multiplayer. There's even a competitive mode in here where you can send different types of enemies against your, the competition that you have, or your friends, in my case here, and try to destroy them. In this particular mode, I'm actually playing as like a cooperative, and rather than having our own lanes that we're trying to kind of defend with, like you may be familiar with in some modes, this one we're just both helping each other micromanage. Now this can get a little bit weird at times, so I've kind of instructed him, well, just wait for me to put up my initial pathing, and then I have him kind of finish up that path and put his down, and then essentially once the game gets started, things get going very quickly, and there's not like a pause between waves. They just keep going and keep going and keep going, so it ends up being pretty difficult and very micromanage intensive. So it's not too casual. It's actually a really hardcore tower defense game. I'd say if you're not much of an enthusiast for tower defense games, then this is probably not going to be too fun for you. Well, it'll be fun for you. It's just not going to be too easy for you at the beginning, because this is the easiest map in the game, and I've yet to get halfway through all of the waves, and I have a fairly good understanding of how to play these things. So what I've really learned is that as I get going, the towers begin to get weaker to the enemies, obviously, but if you they end up getting a little bit too weak. And so you have to spend that money very quickly. You start getting money very quickly, and you got to keep upgrading your turrets. And not only that, but I mean, you have to, of course, deal with the walkers that come in and make pathing so that you're efficient and they're walking past turrets that they've already walked past. But not only that, you'll see these little paths. So you'll see these different paths with the little lines that you see there, and you can turn those on and off. The flyers are going to be a huge issue because, you may have a really nice pathing for the ground units, but a lot of those turrets that are going to actually miss the flying units. So, a lot of crap to deal with. Now, of course, as you get going, you're going to unlock some various different towers, such as slowing. You can do some area of effect poison ones, some that are snipers that do good single target damage, or ones that do chain attacks, things like that. So it gets really hectic, and one of the really difficult parts about the game, let me jump over to the like I said, this is the easy map. Let me jump into kind of towards the end when it gets really crazy. So right here, I'm kind of trying to finish off the pathing. We've been upgrading turrets. We've got these little red ones that shoot out interesting different things. As you get to the tier 3 upgrade on your turrets, you have various different choices to make as to which kind of turret that you want to make it. I haven't really gotten good enough at the game to do it quickly. You'll see here that we're up to like 5 grand in cash, and that's generally a bad thing, because if we're not upgrading these brown turrets fast enough, they're really useless in some of these later waves. We're on wave 12 of 40, and therefore we're kind of falling behind here. Of course, in this map, they do come from 2 different directions, and they have 2 exit points. You'll notice that the blue line is kind of converging over to the left. I'm trying to finish off the pathing on the orange, and then I'm going to be heading over here to make them take mostly the longest path possible while running through all of our turrets. So all these brown turrets need to get upgraded. You'll see, that 7 grand is really stacking up, and look at everything kind of running through. Everything is starting to get through. We've got 50, I guess, lives or health, or however you want to call it. So that's not gonna look good here in just a few seconds. Yep, as you can see, just fast forwarding only a little bit, we are getting destroyed at wave 14. Our lives down to 5, and whatever these weird looking things are, they are just destroying us. Another interesting thing about this, I thought, was their art choice. I don't know if I like it. It's that retro 50s look. You can see kind of like they have in those retro 50s diners. Even the text up there for allies and enemies is that retro 50s look. So they kind of went with that, and even their turrets have kind of a shiny retro gloss finish to them. So there are various maps that you can play on, and the one, like I said, the one I was playing on was an easy mode. This one's called Pompeii, and it's called and it's set up as an insane difficulty. I was like, well, if the easy map is as hard as we just played, I want to know what the insane one is like. As you can see, there are 4 different paths that go on completely opposite ends of the map, which we have to kind of defend from. Not only that, but the flying pathing is ridiculous as well. So there's a lot of situations that I have to deal with. I'm trying my best to strategize here. I'm telling James, all right, dude, just hang on a second. I'm going to do my best to converge the 4 paths, because of course you want to, you only have limited resources. You need to focus all of your efforts on pushing everything into a tight group. That way you can AoE those areas. You can just be more efficient with your money, of course. Obviously, I'm gonna have to deal with the flying units. Those don't come until a few more waves, though. So here we go. As you can see, I'm kind of pushing those paths together. I am, gosh, I'm really glad they at least give you the option to see the pathing. Otherwise, this would be very difficult indeed. So we've got mostly everything kind of pushed together. There's still a little bit of micromanagement that I can do with the pathing on this, but I am about ready to get going here. James has 1,000 gold to spend, so he can put down about 10 turrets. I'm kind of helping him out. You can put some pings down to show each other where to put things. Fast forwarding it just a bit, I've got the flight pass turned on. You see those little windy air pass, man. So already you can tell it's ridiculous. We're trying to put down as many turrets as we can in some of the converging air pass in order to kind of deal with some of these situations. We don't have the slowing turrets just yet, but that's going to be a big deal. Once you get those slowing turrets, you've got to put them down in kind of a spread out pattern. Anyhow, while we're watching that, I think it's kind of funny. I have several hundred videos on this channel. I originally started off doing StarCraft 2 custom map videos, so I thought this was kind of an interesting throwback to that. As obviously I went into League of Legends for a really long time, and one of my original videos was showing how to beat this tower defense level, which I thought was pretty interesting. So that's kind of one of the reasons. I haven't made videos in a while, and I was like, hey, let's just be kind of let's do a throwback here to this tower defense game that just came out, and seems pretty interesting. You can pick it up on Steam and whatnot. You can check the description down below if you want to link to the game. Like I said, it is multiplayer. You can play with your buddies, and it does have ranking, in fact, because I'll probably make another video of the ranking where you can actually go in and play in a competitive mode. You get other options for upgrading your turrets, and as well as upgrading your actual minions that you send to the enemies' maps. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. You'll see where this map really starts to get crazy. And the cool thing is, you'll notice I'm already on wave 10, but I did pretty well on this one, considering it is an insane map, that's for sure. So as you can see, we are up to wave 13. We have 3 lives left, but we've been able to just barely make it here. And remember, there it is, boom, wave 14, just as far as I got on the other easy map. So that's pretty legit. Not gonna feel too bad about that. First try, and I'm still pretty crappy at the game. I gotta learn. Look at, we got 20,000 cash on James. I've got 12,000. Definitely not micromanaging very well. But as just kind of a newbie to this game, I can see where there's going to be a lot of challenge in trying to see if you and your friends can get up to that wave 40. And then, like I said, there's still the entire competitive mode to kind of play through. It's got the ranking. You can see your wins and losses. And there's that glossy finish that I'm talking about with the turrets, kind of like the 50s show cars and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out the game if you enjoy the TD, and I'll see you around next time.